Welcome back to my YouTube channel again to Satya eWorld. So if you have not subscribed my channel, kindly subscribe my channel. So here we are going to see the micro mobility support. So the micro mobility support in sense, consider that if we have large number of mobile devices, often with changing networks with respect to high load. So if the load is high, automatically the network will change and home agents will also change, right? So the home agents is responsible for the networks which is generated, and it is responsible for registration and binding the messages. Okay, so the registration and binding the messages becomes very difficult in case of micro mobility. So what happens is we go for the to enhance the messages and to update the messages, we go for IP micro mobility protocols, which will be able to complement the IP mobile, which offers the fast and seamless data transfer. So fast and seamless continuous data transfer. So the continuous data transfer takes place with respect to different limited geographical applications. So the basic fundamental idea of this micro mobility concept is that frequently update generated by local changes of points where it is attached with respect to home network, and inform the foreign agent about the points where it is typically moved. And hence we go for three approaches: cellular IP, Hawaii, and hierarchical mobile IP. So cellular IP. So cellular IP in sense, we can say that cellular IP, it provides the local handovers without registering. So it provides a local handovers without registering, right? So without registering. So without registering, it provides the local handover by installing a gateway, which is called cellular IP gateway, CIPGW, cellular IP gateway. So the cellular IP gateway, what it will do means, it will send the data packets from mobile node, from different mobile node. For example, changing means what? We can automatically say that it has one mobile node here, it has another mobile node here, it has another mobile node here, mn1, mn2, and mn3. Simultaneously all those data has to be processed and accepted, and it has to forward from the mobile node with respect to different base stations connected through the central IP gateway, right? So this is a method where the routing tables are arranged and changed based on the messages received by the mobile nodes. Okay, so these are authenticated. Okay, and we go for the important topic of Hawaii. Hawaii stands for hand off aware wireless access internet infrastructure. Hand off aware wireless access internet infrastructure. So this is another mobility, micro mobility model, which is for both, same possible for both home agents as well as mobile node. So here it uses a dynamic. Here the same process of the cellular IP, but here it has an advanced version that it uses a dynamic host configuration protocol server. So that alone is added over here. So here, what is the advantages of using the Hawaii over the cellular IP in sense? When the handover process takes place, when the handoff takes place, it automatically routing or changes are initiated by the foreign domain infrastructure, which makes the mobile network to act more transparent with respect to sending and receiving messages, right? So another important criteria, last one, is nothing but hierarchial mobile IP, right? So this hierarchical mobile IP, which works with respect to DHCP as well as the SIP, session initiation protocol. So this we'll see in the next coming session. So the important criteria in sense, we go for So the next is the mobile IP session initiation protocol, SIP protocol. Why this SIP protocol is used? So the SIP protocol, which is the session initiation protocol, which is with respect to the application layer, which is used for controlling the information, controlling and signaling protocol, which is for creating, modifying and terminating. Creating is establishing the new connection. Creating, modifying and terminating. We can create the connection, modify the connection and terminate the connection, right, with respect to the session, which is called session initiation protocol. So here it will have one or more participants. Okay, it may have one or more participants, etc. So the SIP is a core protocol which is for initiating, managing and terminating the sessions in the internet. Okay, so this information can be either text, voice, video or combination of all text, voice or video, right? And here this involves one or more participants. Either it can be unicast or multicast. Okay, either it may be unicast or multicast based upon the application. So here I can say that, for example, I'm handling a telephone call from one person to another person. I'm going to do the telephone conversation. So here this establishes a session, which is with respect to session initiation protocol. One person can initiate for example, this is a sender A and this is the receiver B. So sender A calls, initiate a session telephone call to sender B via the session initiation protocol. It can also do either audio call or conference call or video call with respect to many participants. Not only one participants, it can also have many participants, one or more participants, right? And this is called, this is with either it is text based or voice based. And so human can, when we can say that it is a text based, so when we are saying that it is a text based in sense, once a session initiation is over and the session is also over, the normal human being, after the session over, they can able to read the SIP messages when it is passed between the endpoints in the session protocol session. So this allows user, so this allows user location, establishment of user location, mechanism for call management, and provides future negotiation. So future negotiation in sense, we can say that all parties in a call can agree to the future supported among them, right? So these are the SIP entities. SIP entities, it consists of user agent, proxy agent, redirect server and registrar. So user agent in sense, we can say that he is an either it may have both applicate user agent client and user agent server. So user agent client is said to be UAC and user agent server is said to be UAS. So what is the purpose of using this UAC? UAC and UAS both are, UAC is an application that initiates a session request. Application which initiates a session request. So UAS is nothing but it is an application that contacts a user when a SIP is ready to accept and return a response on behalf of the user. Okay, so it will accept, reject or redirect. Accept, reject and redirect. Accept, rejects or redirect. Okay, next is a proxy server. The what is the usage of this proxy server is that it acts as both client and server. It also accepts a request from other clients, either corresponding to them or passing through other servers. Okay, possibility after the modification. So next is redirect server. Redirect server in sense, it accepts a request from clients and returns zero or more address. Okay, zero or more address into the clients. Unlike the proxy server, it does not initiate request. It will only, unlike a user agent, it does not do the accept or reject the calls. So next is registrar. So registrar is nothing but it accepts the register request. To accept the register request, we have a registrar. Either it may be co-located within a proxy or redirected registry. Co-located within proxy or redirected registry. And this are the SIP messages. These are the request format and this is the response format. Request format, first we'll see what is request. Request is sent from client to server. We have a client and to the server. So request we are going to send from client to server. So what kind of request we are going to send is that invite. Invite in sense we are going to invite a session between two participants. Invite a session between two participants. Okay. And next is acknowledger. Acknowledge means client acknowledges receiving the final message from an invite request. After the invite request, it will acknowledge. Next is buy. Buy means it will terminate the connection. Okay, terminate the connection. Next is cancel. Cancel means cancels any pending actions. Okay, so if there are any pending actions, it will cancel. That means you can say that it does not terminate any accepted connections. Okay, only pending requests will be cancelled. Accepted connections will be done as usual. And options in sense queries the server for a list of capabilities. Queries the server for the list of capabilities. Next is register. So register in sense it registers the address in the two header with the server. Okay, register the address with two header with the server. Then we have info is nothing but the information. Okay, so next is responses. Responses we have sent from sender to server to the client. Success message as a response, redirection message when it is failure, forwarding message, request message when it is failure, server failure and global failure. So one is the information which is sent from the server to the client is received with 100% success. That is a success message. Redirection in sense it will redirect. That is further action needs to be taken in order to complete the request is said to be redirection. That is we can say that 1xx, 2xx, 3xx. 1xx is said to be provisional address, provisional request when the request is received, when it is success. 2xx in sense action is successfully received, understood and acknowledged, success. Then 3xx in sense it is redirection. Okay, so it requires further action for the process to be completed. And next is nothing but 4xx. 4xx is said to be client failure or client error. So the client failure or client error contains bad syntax. What do you mean by bad syntax? That is, it cannot be fulfilled by the server. Okay. Next is 5xx. 5xx is said to be server failure. So the server failure is to fulfill an apparently valid request. Next is 6xx is said to be global failure. So the global failure means request cannot be fulfilled at any server. Okay, request cannot be fulfilled at any server. So to redirect this, we go for the session SIP role. So how to do the SIP role? SIP role takes place with respect to MGC. MGC is nothing but media gateway protocol. So what is this media gateway protocol? So this media gateway protocol, which acts with respect to another protocol called NGCP protocol. So which is media gateway control protocol. So why we use this media gateway control protocol in sense, it has two protocols. One is said to be SGCP. SGCP is nothing but simple gateway control protocol. Simple gateway control protocol. Okay, and another one which is said to be IPDC. IPDC in sense it is said to be um, internet protocol device control. IP is internet protocol, DC stands for device control. Okay, so device control, so this will do the call controlling, then response for the connection, and which is we have master and slave manner connection. Master, it will transmit the data, slaves will be receiving and executing the commands sent by the master. Okay, so with respect to master and slave, so here which acts with respect to the public switch telephone network is PSTN, and mobile gateway, and media gateway, which has a RTP. RTP is a register transfer protocol which works with respect to mobile, that is media gateway. So when the MGCP does not compete with other challenging signaling protocols, that is which is with respect to IP telecommunication, that is SIP, and IP telecommunication, IP tel. So these two are the well-known signaling protocols. So signaling protocols in sense which is able to either allow or either able to reject. So allow means it can use a protocol called session initiation protocol, which is set to set up a connection and between IP telecommunication clients and servers. So these are the SIP headers. So SIP headers consist of sequence followed by content type, accept language, and authentication with respect to unsupported word, that is unsupported. So here it has the following things. It records the date, encryption, methodology followed, and expire date, from date, record root date, to date, and transport date. Transport is through the signaling. So authorization, hide, maximum forwards, organization from which organization it's about to send, and the priority, and the proxy authentication and proxy request. So this is the SIP session connection establishment and connection. So it will invite with respect to the user agent to the UAC to the UAS. So when UAC sends the session initiation, so UGC will accept the initiation. So it second is dialing 100 with respect to train. So 180 with respect to ringing, and 182 with respect to queue, and two callers will be ahead. And 185 means 182 with respect to queued and one caller ahead. 6 means 200 and it is established connection, so it is okay. So after getting the acknowledgement from the UAC, it will send the acknowledgement to the UAS. Then at last terminates the connection by sending bye. So this is the call redirection. So SIP call redirection in sense when it is busy, it will redirect. So when the server moves temporarily with respect to 4, that is 302, it sends an error with respect to telecommunication.com, and it acknowledges with respect to the information when it is already connected. So it receives acknowledgement and sends a UAS server messages by means of sending the invite message. So it is automatically connected by with respect to the location service. So this is a SIP protocol use where it is used. So RSVP stands for reservation protocol. So this route reservation protocol, which is used with respect to service discovery protocol and session initiation protocol. All these with respect to real-time transport protocol and user datagram protocol. So these are the protocol used for initialization of call messages, either voice, data, audio, all audio, voice, data, all are processed parallelly. So this is the hierarchical mobile IP version 6. So the hierarchical mobile IP version 6 uses the handover, which uses a mobile node which informs the location, and then it will do the transfer of information, that is from home address with which is contacted with respect to the new location. So these are the security provisions. So these are the advantages of using hierarchical mobile IP. So which uses the local care of address can be hidden, and in sense you can provide the same least location privacy, and also redirecting route between the corresponding nodes which shares the same link. Okay, and this may be dangerous. Sometimes it may be dangerous when it is ahead of the foreign agent. So the potential problems are resistant, decentralized security critical functionality, and mobile networks can also use either direct influence between routing and binding. So here the authentication is necessary. So the advantages of using the hierarchical mobile IP is in sense it can when the handover process takes place, it requires minimum number of changes for the routing tables and integration with respect to firewalls and potential problems not transparency to mobile net nodes, and handover efficiency is good in case of wireless mobile scenarios by handling the complex mobile nodes operations and routing the reconfiguration messages which is sent with respect to wireless link. So next we are going to see the mobile ad hoc network which is mannet, so which we'll see in the next session.